Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from Elizabeth Books. I'm here today to do my mid-June wrap-up. I haven't really read that many books this half of June, but I thought I would talk about them anyway because I enjoyed most of them. So first I read Something Real by Heather Demetriosis. This is about a girl who grew up being on a reality TV show, kind of like 19 Kids and Counting type thing. It's her and all her 13 siblings, so it's like a baker's dozen is their show. And it was actually really cute. It was about how they stopped being on the show and she'd been free from it for about 4 years, and her mom signed a contract for them to go back on it, and about her life being back on the show and being back in the spotlight while she was just trying to be a normal high schooler. And I super enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. I loved everything about it. I really like reality TV type stuff. It reminded me a lot of Cheaper by the Dozen, which is a really funny and great movie. And I just really loved the main character. One of her brothers was amazing, and I just really enjoyed it. Then I read Not a Drop to Drink by Mindy McGinnis. This book was about a girl in like a dystopian future. Water in this world is very scarce, and so her and her mom guard a pool that they have in like their yard of water. Mom loses her life in an accident, and it's just her alone trying to guard the water, but over time she gets help from her neighbor and meets some people. And overall I liked it, but it was just very unrealistic a lot of parts. I didn't really like after her mom passed away, like how the story went and what happened. I kind of liked a character she met, but most of it I didn't really enjoy, and it ended. And I know there's another book in the series and my library has it, so I kind of want to read it to know what happens next, but I didn't really like the characters that much to really be invested in it. Then I read Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, and this was for my challenge from Catty-tastic. It was to read a book and watch its movie. I haven't watched the movie yet this month, but I read the book, and I guess in my second half of the month I'll tell you about the movie if I watch it. Hopefully I will. But I read the book and it was really good. It's about a man and his wife goes missing, and he's kind of like, oh, did she get kidnapped? What happened? Because their house is kind of a mess, and it's just about him. Over time you learn some things about him, that he's not the most truthful man and she isn't the most truthful lady, and it's just like really cool like murder mystery thriller, and I loved it a lot, and I really am excited to watch the movie because I feel like it would be even, maybe not better than the book, but it would show things better than like my mind explaining it. I don't know, I'm just really excited to watch it. And I also read The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I also read this one to watch the movie for the challenge. I haven't watched the movie yet, so hopefully I'll do that next, the second half of the month. But the book was really good. I've read it before. I really remembered nothing about it except like who dies in it, you know? It's about a girl who lives with foster parents in Nazi Germany, and about how she can't read, and foster dad teaches her to read. She meets a boy named Rudy, and they become really good friends and go on like stealing adventures together. And this one again I think would be a really good version to watch the movie of, and I'm excited to get to it. It's so sad though. I was crying by the end of it. I couldn't remember how sad it was because I know I read it before and I think I did think it was sad, but rereading it I was just bawling like a baby. It was so sad but so good, and I loved it. I can't wait to watch the movie too. And finally, I read 2 more books in this half of June. I read Graceling by Kristin Cashore on my Kindle, and I really didn't enjoy it. I don't really know how to explain it, but on Goodreads, I'll link it below. I found a review why I didn't like it, and it's absolutely why I didn't like it. I didn't like the characters. Their names were horrible. This person explains like how their names were horrible too, and like the plot was just bad. Like everything about it was bad. I'll link it below. Like it explains how I feel, and I just wanted to share it with everything after I read it because I just didn't like it. It's about just how if you're graced with things growing up, like you could be graced with being a good chef, or you could be graced with being, you know, a good archer or something. So this girl is graced with being a good like assassin, but it just wasn't a very good assassin story in my opinion. I loved the Throne of Glass series with Selena. She is a great assassin, and it was such a good story, and I just feel like this Graceling story wasn't good, and the names are just horrible. You'll see. It's bad. And finally on my Kindle I read Fire in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and this one I enjoyed a lot more than Graceling, but I really didn't enjoy it that much. It is a very, very, very overhyped book. I believe everybody seems to love it, gave it like 5 stars. I didn't find anything special about it. I found it to be like any other type of fantasy book nowadays. I hated the first like 100 pages of it. I got pretty into it at like part 2. It says it's like part 2 into the book, and I was kind of into it, but really like nothing happens for me. It wasn't that great. I gave it 3 stars. I like enjoyed reading it, but I didn't find anything special or unique really about it. And I feel like it must have to be a series because it literally just ended with no closure or anything, and I was kind of like, wow, that was a waste of like 400 something pages of my life if that's how it ended. But I'm pretty sure she's going to make it a series. But I borrowed it from the library on my Kindle, and I would do that for the next one as well because I kind of do want to know what happens next, but I really didn't think it was anything that special. But that's just me. But yeah guys, those were the books I read in this first half of June. What are some books you've read? Tell me below, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye guys!